And we're back. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities. My name is Jay. I am the CEO and founder of iAutoAgent.com. And we've got Gerald right here with you. And
Hey,
today, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the changes in the market industry. We're going to talk about some of the new vehicles that are hitting the market that will absolutely blow your mind. And Gerald and I are going to finish off by letting you know what our wish list is of vehicles that we would love to see again. And we want to see if you feel the same. Gerald, let's get started. Let's what do we want to talk about first?
yeah, you're seeing a lot of big shifts going on right now. And we knew it was coming, right? Because this is the year where you're out of COVID and some brands have cars. Now we are in the end of the first quarter of 2024 and 2023 Nissan Rogues are stacking up. Oh man, they're stacking them deep and they're selling them cheap at Nissan dealers. Dealers are going to get a
Ooh.
stair step bonus if they sell them. You remember Carlos Ghosn, the Jackal? He was the CEO of Nissan for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
He's the subject of a Netflix documentary, The Jackal,
Yeah.
following his escape from a prison sentence in Japan by having the Yakuza smuggle him out of Japan inside a grand piano to his secluded mansion in Beirut, Lebanon, the nice area of Beirut. I mean, Beirut's a pretty city. Uh, Carlos is living in his mansion in Beirut, Lebanon, which conveniently has a non-extradition treaty with Japan to avoid going to prison in Japan for fraud. And you got some problems when your answer is to have the Yakuza smuggle you out in a piano. But he did it, and you can watch the documentary on Netflix. The reason I'm mentioning Carlos Ghosn, his big idea for Nissan really drove sales up, but it also plummeted the value of Nissan. He was the king of stair step incentives. Okay, hey, if you sell 100 new Nissans this month, I'm going to give your dealership $1,000 a car. And then if you hit 300 Nissans sold for the quarter, we're going to give you $3,000 a car extra. So
A
that made
car.
every Nissan, yeah, that made every Nissan dealer race to the bottom because you had to sell those cars because you got that money hanging out there.
Right.
The reality is they really didn't get anything because they gave away all the money trying to chase the goal. And in the spirit of Nissan, the goals changed. So once you hit it, they jacked up the number. So it was impossible to ever really catch it up. And surprising that somebody as reputable and as clean cut of a businessman, a pillar of honesty like Carlos Ghosn would do something like that. The
Yeah.
new Nissan management came in. And it had to be a good feeling, right? You followed up after a guy got smuggled out of his house by the Yakuza. So you really can't do much worse, right? But the new management came in and said, hey, no more stair step programs. We're not doing that anymore. Man, it almost killed the company. We're off of that. Well, 300 started with the 300-day supply. Right now, they got about 120-day supply on dealership lots of 2023 Rogues. Yeah, maybe the stair step's not a bad idea. So Nissan rolled out to every dealer in the country $1,000 per Rogue sold if they hit their goal. If they miss their goal by one car, guess how much money they get?
Zero.
Zero. Yeah. So
So let's
old school high pressure selling.
let's take a look at the opportunity now for our listening audience. The opportunity is if you want a Nissan Rogue or some type of a smaller SUV, you are in the driver's seat. Again, supply and demand. So when the supply is up, the prices go down, and the dealers are ready to deal. So,
Yeah.
like when we do our vehicle finder program at iautoagent.com, where we find the vehicles for people, that's one of the things that we're doing because the consumer doesn't know. They don't know, like they think that they want to use one, but we're like, hey, why don't you let us do our job and let us compare what a new one would be with a used one? and you might be very, very surprised. It's not always less to go to used, and that's a big golden nugget for everybody to listen to.
Yeah, because those dealerships, I mean, man, you have to hit that number. And Nissan wasn't alone. Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram did it as well. I was a internet director at a major Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealership, and there were times at the end of the month, if the dealership was missing the stair step by a unit or two, we would start calling up missed leads. This is the night before the month ends. So I'm talking like 10 o'clock at night, calling up people saying, hey, okay, come on. I know you were close on getting that Ram. What does it take? Well, I need to think about it. Sure, I understand that. But man, you've had a chance to think about it. The month ends in 2 hours. We're here late. We're here at 10 p.m. because we're trying to make deals. If I took $10,000 off of that Ram, you would buy it now, wouldn't you?
Yes.
No, 10,000 doesn't do it. Okay. If I take $12,000 off of that Ram, you'll buy it now, won't you? No. This actually happened. You get where this is going,
It
right,
does.
sir?
It does.
If I take 14,000 off and I deliver the car to you across the state, you'll buy the Ram now, right? No. Come on, man. Give me something. What does it take? And in this case, it actually happened. True story. Okay, you got to deliver the car to me. Fine, no problem. Done. I need 22,000 off. Send a credit app in right now. Yeah. Okay, done. You own it. The reason why, because we had already tried with 10 other people and couldn't get a yes. We needed one more car. And if we didn't get that one car, the dealership lost $125,000. Man, if that guy said take 45,000 off, we were probably saying
I
yes.
would have given it to him free.
45,000 off. Yeah.
Because you have
$45,000
so
off
much
a
money on the line.
$55,000 car. Yeah. What does it matter? We had $150K hanging on our head. I mean, yeah. But yeah, he ended up getting 22,000 off a Ram 1500 Warlock. And then I got up at 6 in the morning and drove 5.5 hours to the absolute edge of Missouri, I think on the border of Arkansas, to deliver the car.
That's
It
amazing.
was yeah, but the dealership we had 150,000 hanging over. Okay, we lost 22,000 on we didn't lose 22,000. We lost like 14,000 on the car. So we still cleared 136,000. You do that every day of the week. That's what Nissan dealers are doing right now because they need to hit the number and they need to be driven because I guarantee it's some crazy number. It's way more than they've been selling historically. They're going to be driven because if they don't start with the mindset that, hey, man, we're down 21 and we need to score, they don't start in a hurry up offense from day one, they're never going to hit it.
It's amazing. What else? We got golden nuggets left and right, folks. Let's see what else we have in our bag of tricks.
How about this one? Automotive News reports. And this is the car that America's been asking for, right? When you're at the grocery store, you're up at the Schnucks, you're at the Hy-Vee, and you're just talking to people walking around, and they say, "Hey, man, you're a car dealership. You know what I've been looking for? $100,000+ SUV that gets about 18 miles a gallon. That's what I want."
It's a
Infiniti.
Nissan.
Yeah, it is the really, really, really nice Nissan Armada. Infiniti bringing out the new QX80, and it's all new, including $100,000+ price tag. Who in the hell's going to buy that?
Folks, you can even sleep in the car. It has a bathroom, and you can have it has a bed, and it has a refrigerator, and you can live in the car with your family because this car costs as much as your house.
I mean, my God, yeah, you almost have to. I mean, finance that thing on a 60-month loan, it's going to be $2,200 a month. Who's looking for that?
Insane. I mean, can you imagine? Like $2,200 a month for
this.
a car. You literally would have to live in it. I think it blows my mind, and I'm just going to talk about the Jeep Grand Wagoneer right now because they brought out their $100,000 luxury vehicle, And they still have 2022s that are brand new sitting on the freaking lot that they
Yep.
can't sell.
Can't give away.
Like, what is going on?
Well, and you got to wonder, and again, this is Nissan. Just so you know, Infiniti, same guys as here, same
Yep.
guys with the Rogue. They are same company. The hell are they thinking? I mean, aren't they
They're
looking?
not. No.
The dealers aren't going to take them. Nissan dealers are saying, stop sending cars. We don't want any more.
Mm-mm.
Infiniti dealers here. The biggest Infiniti dealer in our state averages like 20 cars a month. You can't have those things.
No,
I mean, it's just insane.
it is.
And it's more of the same. You think the Grand Wagoneer would have been an example. And like you said, we've done a cars.com search. There's dozens of new 2022 Grand Wagoneers. It almost makes you think that Derek Jeter is the only guy driving a Grand Wagoneer. Derek Jeter and dealership owners, because if you see a Grand Wagoneer driving around out of captivity, the odds are pretty good it's going to have a D plate on it without a letter at the end. Those are the dealers. That's the guy who owns the dealership, the guy or the lady who owns the dealership. If it just has D in the number, the ones with letters, those are demos or those are service loaners. If it's just D in the number, that's the dealership principal. And that's the majority of Grand Wagoneers you see driving around. They can't give those pigs away.
Wouldn't it be nice if they just brought back the Avenger, Gerald?
Yeah, and they kind of are. They heard the dealers wailing, right? The plaintive cry of the dealerships, because this is what they wanted. Look at that. Now,
Yes.
was the Dodge Avenger a great car? No.
Not really.
No, but you know what it was? It was a new car. Those things ran. They were built off of Mercedes architecture. Those things go. I mean, they'll hit 120, 150,000 miles. It had a good name, right? The Avenger. I liked selling them because I could say, hey, look, they're even in Avengers colors. You have blue for Captain America. You have red for Iron Man. You have green for the Hulk. Man, these things are great. They kind of looked like a Charger. You could get them cheap. You could buy a new Avenger SE for like 18,000,
Yeah.
an Avenger SXT for like 21,000. There was always some sort of incentive on it. And at a
Yeah.
Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealership, they'd give you all the incentives and the dealerships just click everything. Hey, are you a PGA Tour player? Oh, no. Do you like golf? Sure. Let's give you that one. Do you own a quarter horse? No. Do you ever watch the Kentucky Derby? Sure. Okay, let's give you that incentive too. After you check all the incentives that Chrysler gave to like every organization in the world, you could take 3,000 off with rebates. You can get an Avenger for like $350 a month, brand new, and the dealership sold them like that. Dodge
But
dealerships are down 80% in sales right now. Most of your major Dodge dealerships, they'd love to have those. And they heard them. They're bringing back the Avenger. Here it is.
yes, they get a chance to screw things up for us again. A
Not that.
$40,000 Avenger. We get
There
double
it
the
is.
price and not double the car.
And is there anything in common with these cars except for the name?
No.
Here, let's leave them up on the screen a little bit longer and so you can see
We
the
should
similarities.
put the Hornet up there too.
I mean, why? And I got it up behind me too. That has nothing in common. All they did is they took a nameplate and they brought it back. That has as little in common with the Avenger as the Maverick truck has with the old Ford Maverick. The old Ford Maverick was a sports coupe. They just liked the name and they brought it back, and they have the name copyrighted, so it's cheaper. It's cheaper to recycle the name than it is to come up with a new name because you already own it. But yeah, I mean, there you go. The Jeep Avenger.
For
solving America's problems.
$40,000, and it's basically a Jeep Compass with a hybrid version at a much more expensive, and 40 grand's probably just for a basic model too. I'm sure.
It does look a lot like a Jeep Compass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Looks
a little
just
bit of
like it.
a little bit of repurposing. So they're making it cheaper and they're just trying to squeeze every dollar out. But I mean, God, there had to be dealerships that they saw this. Oh, great, man, we're getting the Avenger back. That's what we need. We need something cheap because nobody has risen their prices as much since COVID as Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram dealers. Their prices are up 61% since 2019. And they're wondering why their volume dropped? Because you moved away from your customers. The customers at Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram dealerships were never, the bulk of the customers were never the people who bought the loaded up Grand Cherokee Overlands or the Jeep Rubicons.
No.
The customers who made Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram dealerships successful were the people that were working, just trying to get by, man. They're making $40,000. Maybe they had a 2-income household. They're making $80,000. They lived in the inner suburbs and they just wanted to get a car. And man, they got like 580 credit, but Chrysler Capital, they'll finance them. That's what built the dealerships. That's where they made their money. They moved away from those customers. It's no wonder they're failing.
Yeah. And really, like when you think about it, think about all the different models out there. Everything seems to be going to SUVs, and not everybody wants a freaking SUV. And some of these SUVs, I mean, frankly, RI Auto Agent car, the Jeep Compass, I mean, that thing is an SUV, but it's not any bigger than a regular freaking car. So what do you? It's just more
Yeah.
expensive. That's all. People want, like, hopefully the manufacturer listen to this wonderful podcast and they'll know, like, people just want a freaking 4-door compact mid-sized car that they can drive point A to point B, and it's not $40,000. The average car now, what is it? It's like approaching $30,000 just for an average
Yeah.
car.
No. The new car. The average new car is over $48,000 now.
No, I'm talking
A
about
used car.
a
Yeah.
used car. It's
Average
almost
used car.
$30,000
Yep. Over 28 grand.
for a
Yeah.
used car.
And like you said, are they really an SUV? Here, the new Chevy
Wow.
Trailblazer. Actually, the new Chevy Trailblazer is a decent car. It's a nice car, actually. But it's not an SUV. It's a hatchback. They're just calling it an SUV because SUVs are cool. But the Trailblazer's not an SUV. It's no bigger than the car that Chevrolet probably wishes they still had. There you go. The pride of Lordstown, Ohio, the Chevy Cruze.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're not, they weren't bad, the Cruises. The only issue is,
Rest in
when you
peace.
get into, 130 to 150,000 miles, car's pretty much done.
Yeah,
It
no,
really
they were done. The turbo lifters fail on them.
pretty much
And
done.
surprisingly, turbo lifters are expensive. But for the first 100,000 miles, man, the thing was fine. And, you're selling it for $16,000, $17,000. Okay, that's fine. 320, 340 bucks for 5 years. It's paid off. It's dead at 10. Okay. I think most people would take that
Right. Well,
because they're expensive to fix now.
I wanted to say thank you for everybody for listening to us today. Please click the subscribe button on the Auto Authorities YouTube page, the notification button. Leave comments. Let us know what you think. What are some of your stories? What is the wish list that you would love to see again? And also, if you want to watch us live, we're on live 12 p.m. Tuesdays on the Facebook group page, the Auto Authorities, the LinkedIn page, the Auto Authorities, and then we're on 19 different channels such as iTunes, Pandora, and then leave us a message at the AutoAuthorities.com, the AutoAuthorities.com. And Gerald and I will see you next week. Peace.
Hey, just before we head out, I want to do a quick public
Hold
service
on, we got one more.
Yeah, a quick public service announcement from the car buyers of America to the executives of Stellantis, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. From the desperate car buyers of America, we're asking you, what we need is an affordable hatchback with a little bit of cargo space that the working people of America, the salt of the earth, the people that made America go,
I should play music behind
the
you, Gerald.
ones that they can buy. We're
What a
trying to
speech.
build up the core of America, the hardworking union workers who make America great. They're asking for the Dodge Caliber. Bring
Come
back the
on.
Caliber. They want a $300 a month compact hatchback. You guys already have one. It's the Caliber. Bring it back.
Bring
Let's
it
bring the
back.
customers back to Dodge. There you go.
Good job, Gerald. All right. Now we'll see you next week. Peace.